going on, guys? This is my Byrna TCR. It is pretty modified. It obviously has a TCR valve in this. This is basically like a Tipman TCR, but it's also related to the Tipman Tipex. So a lot of the parts in here are the same as the Tipex, except for some obvious parts like the CO2 release or the CO2 housing. This remote line adapter thing's different. Obviously the buttstock is different. Like there's some stuff that's different, but essentially the internals are the same as the Tipex. I'm going to be shooting this. I have a hopper on here. This is kind of like the Byrna TCR that Byrna doesn't want you to have, because I had to go above and beyond to make it like this, sort of. This is a Tipex remote line adapter. I have videos on how I installed this. You can also get the normal like Tipman TCR remote line adapter parts. A lot of them are discontinued, or you have to order them from like 4 or 5 different websites. I think like 3 or 4 different websites to get all the necessary parts. It's a pain in the ass. No one website has all the parts. I put a normal Tipman TCR remote line adapter on my brother's Byrna TCR. So mine's like the Frankenstein one. But this piece, this Tipex remote line adapter, it's easily available. You just have to do some dremeling in this case, this shell. You have to do a little bit of dremeling, but it's way better because you have this big old air tank as your air source instead of just being stuck using a 12 gram. So today I'm going to use the Lambid 9.88 gram balls in this. These are PVC coated steel ball. So this is PVC coating, this is not rubber. I'm going to use the alien place first, just to get like a baseline. I'm going to use the 7.7 gram Grimburg Joule V3s, and then I'm going to use the Lambid store balls. I'm using a 700 psi output tank. I haven't shot this in a while, but I think it was last hitting like 27 to 30 joules, somewhere around there. So I'll be right back. I can make this hit harder. I'm just not using a proper tank to make it hit harder. If I use that, it'd probably hit a little bit harder. And then obviously I can turn this velocity adjuster up a bit more. But I'm just going to start shooting it and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, the Tipman TCR. So I'm sorry, Byrna TCR. I bought this like 3 years ago now. I think my 3-year anniversary of it is coming up in August. I bought it before I knew that it was a Tipman TCR. And I bought it before I knew that it's like a double the price of what that was. But this was like when I was on the Byrna hype train, and when Byrna was kind of like the big boy, less lethal on the block. 296. This is before I knew about the Vulcan M17 and the Tipex and a bunch of other stuff that I know about now. It's still a good launcher. It's just pretty expensive, and it's a good performer. But I have had a couple like O-rings pop off and stuff. Easily fixable. Because yeah, a lot of parts for the Tipman Tipex fit this. 280. This is the normal TCR barrel. It's an 11-inch barrel. The ammo I'm using is like 679, maybe 680. But this barrel is like, from what I gather, it's either 689 or 692. So this is not a good bore match, but I'm just checking this and those just to see how they compare with each other. So I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I got the Grimburg Joule V3s. I'm dropping them in the hopper. I'm just gonna load like 9 or 10 of them. I'll be right back. Alright, so the alien plays, they started out a little bit high, like 300, and then they went to like 280 pretty constantly. Around there, 280, 282. I checked the air tank. It's at about 1900 psi, so it has plenty of air still. It's only a 700 psi output. So these are the 7.7 gram Joule V3s. 298. It's pretty good. 272. It's pretty similar to the alien play with the drop. 270. 270. We'll do a couple more shots. 268. 266. 2 274, 266. So I'll just say the average is like 270, even though I did have one high shot, but I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I got the 9.88 gram balls. They're in here. I'll try to show them. You can see the white ones in there. So there's about 8 of them in there. This has been sitting for maybe like 2 minutes. So it's had a good amount of time to kind of build up pressure, similar to the Alien Plays and the Grimburg jewels. So these are 9.88 grams. They're like 680 on the bore size. 256, 240, 236, 234, 236, 232. I think I got like 1 or 2 more shots. 238, 232. I believe that is it. Yeah, so that's it. So yeah, I'll check on those right now. I'll let you guys know if they cracked or whatever. All right, you guys, these are the ones. They all look fine to me. I wasn't trying to hit them, but I've out of this 25 pack, I think 4 are cracked, but I can still use them. And 2 of them are done, like the shell snapped off and they're just totally effed. So yeah, I'll put up the jewel numbers. Like I said, I can make this TCR hit harder, but in the current way it's set up, it's probably going to max out around 30 joules with this tank. If I use that, it'll probably go up to like 35, maybe 40. And then if I use my CO2 tank, and it's full, CO2 doesn't have these regulators on them. It's the blue tank and the red tank that I have. If I use those tanks, I usually get like 53 or 50 joules out of my TCR. I think it can hit harder. I think Mr. Jeff Mackey has had him hit up to like 70. But he has a couple things different in his. I think he drilled out some gas lines and did some other stuff to his. But yeah, I have pretty consistent, like getting 45 to 50 joules out of this, which is kind of what my M17 does. But this is like twice the cost of the M17, if you can even get one nowadays. But I know that they are producing them again under a different company or carrier, like Milsig, I think is the name. So that's it for this one. I'll put the jewels in there. Aside from those like random hot shots on the first like 1 or 2 shots with each different round, I'd say it's somewhere between, just guessing, like 26 to 30 joules, somewhere in there. But I'll put all that stuff in the video. Thanks for checking it out. If you have questions or whatever about this thing, just let me know. Ask away in the comments. I'll probably link my other videos. I have playlists for these now, so my Byrna TCR playlist has all the mods and all the stuff I've done to this launcher. So that's it for this one. Thanks for checking it out. See you guys next time. Forgot to mention, the tank is at about 1600, so there's plenty of power pushing through the tank and their line and stuff. So this is a 700 output tank, 700 psi output tank. So thanks for checking it out. See you next time.